Here we are, another Friday Night Live Zoom, September 24th, 2021, and away we go. Hope everybody's doing freaking amazing. It's been quite a day today. Cheers. If anybody's dry fasting, I'll send you some plaf. I'll be starting mine very shortly. I'm a little bit late on this season change, but all's well. We'll see a few minutes, see if anybody is joining in. We're getting quite a bit of rain here in the last few days. A little bit cooler weather. So the season change has moved in swiftly. Hopefully we get our Indian summer, which usually lies in the first couple of weeks of October. We get some warm weather just before we start preparing for good old man winter. You know, there's so much going on right now. And a lot of confusion. Lots of confusion, lots of fear. Remember, we shall all return where we came from. That's certain.
Fearing God is a good thing.
So, whatever happens, we know we're going to go home one day.
Yeah, but you'd have to do your best.
Yeah, doing our best is standing for our freaking rights, our divine, God-given, unalienable rights, which need not any paper or anybody else to tell you what they are. They reside within all our hearts, and we know what they are. Do anything you like in love, as long as you do not infringe upon any other man or woman or beast or anybody's property. That's
everybody has a different idea when it comes to solutions. Everybody has a different idea when it comes to solutions.
Yeah, there's almost 8 billion opinions,
and it's not
at any given day.
Nobody knows the best way to. One thing we know is that you're gonna free yourself from slavery, because we are all enslaved. Whether you like it or not, you're part of it. I don't know if we're facing it or not, but we are enslaved. And that's okay. I think first you have to acknowledge it so you can change it. You can't just live in denial and say that you're not. We have been born into this system that is corrupt. Slavery. Nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. And so everybody will have a different way of finding solution, and everybody has the right to do it. Everybody has the right to do what they see is right. Nobody can push anyone. We just have to do what we see is right. Connect, ask God for guidance, and do what we feel is right. It can be staying where you are. It can be going somewhere else where you feel a little bit more free, or whatever. It can be many, many things. Just do what feels right, and without really what feels right in your heart. Just do it. Simple as that. And fear is okay as long as it's fearing God. But fearing a human being, no, that's slavery.
Hi, Paula.
So people confused or not confused, I don't care. Everybody has to find their way. Sometimes we will disagree. My goodness, today, how many people disagree within their own homes? Look around. It's pretty hard to watch. Today, many people are disagreeing with each other inside their own homes, with their families. And that's pretty sad. Everybody can see that. It's hard. And it's okay. We still have, at the end of the day, we it's a must, in my opinion, that we respect each other and allow each other the journey to learn, you know? It can be hard. I think the hardest thing would be with partners, like a husband and wife. Harder than with the kids or siblings or mother and father. If your parents are disabled, yeah, you have to take care of them. But if your parents are able and they make a decision that is different than yours, you'll have to allow it. Give them space. If your kids make a decision that's different from yours and they're old enough to decide, you have to let them be. If your friends do it, you have to let them be, in my opinion. And if you don't, you're stepping on their toes and it's not our right. We have to give each other freedom
Hi, Jackie.
to choose, in my opinion. And it's okay if you don't, but I believe, there is God's laws, and one of God's laws, I believe, is to, at the end of the day, respect each other, We have to allow room for people who cannot see some things that we see, or we cannot see what they see. We have to allow room. Who is anyone to say anything? Just let it be. And if the majority of people are gonna be distracted from the truth that I see is true, that's fine too. That's actually mentioned in all the holy books, in my opinion. It is mentioned that the majority of people are not going to be faithful. We are designed this way. We're going to be distracted. So you have to do your homework. We have to do our homework. We have to practice, in my opinion. Worship the Creator. Go back and do our practice. We stop doing our practice thinking we're smart enough. Well, you're going to get distracted because, no, in my opinion, nobody is smart enough. You always need your Creator for guidance. So, yeah. So, in my opinion, today, what I suggest is for everybody to go back and strengthen their faith. If you have let go of your faith for some time, go back. Go back. It's a really good time today to go back and strengthen our faith. Because, yeah, we can be confused, scratching our heads, because sometimes we really disagree with each other, with very close people sometimes. And what do? Go back to the Creator and do the best. Do the best. It can be different from what other people are suggesting. It can be different. Just do it. Do what you feel, what feels right in your heart. And be strong and be patient. It's okay. There is always light. God, it's beautiful because God always opens the door at the end. Not at the end, when you are humble enough to sit down and ask, desperate enough, really confused, really tired, God always takes care of you. And sometimes you'll have a bright light that appears all of a sudden. And that's a blessing. That's a blessing. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It's a big change sometimes. It's hard. Sometimes it means, yeah, you have to separate from others for that. You know, you have to separate because you don't agree on things like solutions and stuff. The best way to approach what's happening, you know, and that's fine. Yeah.
Jackie, you guys are looking extra beautiful today. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, and plug back into the true energy source and kick ass in this life. Yeah, we have the choice to take charge of our lives, and the best way to take charge is I believe, is living in peace, balance, correct conduct, because then you're in line and in harmony with nature and the universe, this universe.
Yeah, how do you do that? That's a general statement. You have to worship the creator. You have to do some homework. You've got to have discipline. Yeah, how do you do peace, balance, and correct conduct? It takes discipline, it takes patience, it takes a lot of practice. Not very few people have achieved that level of peace.
Hermit mode is quite nice once you get used to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I remember growing up, you know, never want to be by myself, always want to go out with friends and so on and so forth. And once started waking up into the source and energies, everything changed. Spending time on your own, all alone, with all one is a much beautiful place to be. And you're never alone. You're always with all one. And being in that presence is wonderful. You get lots of beautiful downloads, information exchange, and Masterfast. That that information came through all the many downloads of being alone, mostly in fasting state. In a fasting state, you only have you, yourself, and you know, me, myself, and I, as the saying goes, which is part of the creator. And there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and everything comes to the surface. So if you're not willing to let go and embrace all that comes to the surface, it's going to be a very rough and challenging ride. And we've seen that a lot in people. You know, I've had challenges in that area. Everybody has those challenges until you wrap your head around what's really going on and allowing all these obstructions to purge so that you can move into the direction of balance. Before that, you know, nothing's going to really change. Once you start purging all these obstructions on the physical, mental, emotional levels, then you're going to see all kinds of wonderful things start happening. And, you know, it goes in many different layers of purging. So we embrace it all.
Yeah, fasting is an amazing tool for sure. It's an amazing tool. It really helps. It's in every religion, every religious practice, and definitely a powerful thing to add to our lifestyle, and helps us strengthen our faith and our practice. You know, if we allow it, you know, because it's yeah. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. Even if you fast, even if you, I mean, actually, honestly, with all honesty, the longer I fasted, and like the longer with long fast, the longer I fasted, the more arrogant I became. And I have done a long fast when I just finished it 2.5, 3 months ago, something like that. Another 108. And I found that the longer my fast was, the more arrogant I become, the less able to relate to others. you can relate to others, but it's hard to understand them. It's hard to understand them because, yeah, sure, you get a lot of more energy, but there is something about, you know how much energy do we need, we are here on earth for a reason. We don't need to be flying. Yeah, so balance, 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 balance. Enjoy everything. Enjoy the fasting, enjoy the eating. And I am, more and more realizing that the daily dry fast is more important than the weekly dry fast, and that's more important than the monthly dry fast, and that's more important than the season change, because it's a lifestyle and a routine that you're trying to establish, and make it strong. You make it strong slowly, baby steps, instead of jumping into, let's say, a 5-day drive. um do you really need to, like, just get, stay on the routine. This way you can, you're not moving too much up and down and up and down. You're finding your balance, and then sure, with time, expand a little bit, experiment, and then maybe go back and then experiment with it further, if you're called for it. But definitely, yeah, the daily drive is huge.
Jackie, is it best to sleep facing the rising sun? My sleep is very topsy-turvy at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
From my understanding, we put our head towards the east.
Mm.
So you're lying down, your head's pointing in the direction of east in the northern hemisphere. I don't remember in the southern hemisphere.
That was Sadhguru who suggested that.
Yeah, but also from other places I've read. So I don't know, do some research and see what you find.
Yeah, we have all the beds pointed towards the east in our room.
I was sleeping north for a while, but some people are more sensitive than others in the position, the direction they sleep. Also, I don't know if you know about ley lines. These are energetic lines of the earth, and also underground streams that may be running. If there's an underground stream running, you're going to have a very challenging time to sleep. So if you learn how to dowse, you can find and make sure there's no interfering energies that are running through your home. If that's the case, you can find these and you can try another room or another direction or whatever. Sometimes the whole house may be affected. So then you just move.
Yeah, and you don't know, with all these electromagnetic fields, and God knows the Wi-Fi and all these things, it's pretty harsh, I believe, in the cities.
Some people are very, very, very sensitive to the different energies. So grounding yourself will absolutely help you. We've shown how to do that very simply with just a bare copper wire, a solid copper wire. I wouldn't use a stranded, because when they break, they start pinching. So small copper wire from any house electrical wires that are used in average homes, and you strip it, and you plug that in, the other end, into the ground of your outlet. So you're going to have an electrician maybe help you, or if you're confident in doing your own things as a handyman or woman, you can go online and learn which is the ground. And if there's no ground in your outlets, you stake a metal rod in the ground outside, and you run your wire to that straight into the earth. And that way there you're grounded when you're sleeping, which is several hours for most people. And at least you're allowing the earth to pull out all that static energy from the all the electrical devices and electricity and so on and so forth, as that starts building up. You know, when you're walking on a carpet and you rub your feet and you touch somebody, you get that static electricity. That's all, you know, electricity that's being built up that we can't release. So when you ground yourself, you will not get that buildup and you will sleep much better.
Yeah,
You guys are best advertiser fast as the greatest buttons keep glow. Thanks. I love Sadhguru. I don't know. Yeah, Sadhguru. I don't know what he's doing. He's was connecting with the New Economic Forum guys. Something strange there. Jackie, I don't know what ley lines I'm on. Gotta check that out. I'm in Cobb and Cork in Ireland, where the Titanic left from. Ah, okay. Well, that I don't know if that would have anything to do with it. Those energies will still be there, of course. They don't go away. But I'm talking about the actual Earth's energies and any streams that are maybe running under the ground. It doesn't matter how far down, that energy from the water flowing can affect us. Like, I don't know if you remember the times of waterbed. I used to have a waterbed. Those are not the best. I'm sure now with the knowledge we have, we can structure the water, and you know, you have to bring it up to at least body temperature, and you know, make it okay. But it's I think, I don't know if they've kind of faded out. I don't know much here about waterbeds anymore.
Do they get cold?
Well, they have heaters, but then you get the electrical current that's heating it up. So you know, that's when when was that? That was once I started getting my challenges with the kidneys and so on and so forth. I had the waterbed, so could have something to do with it. But of course, the obstructive diet, lifestyle. That's number one. I will definitely get an electrician. I might blow Ireland up. It's really not that difficult.
I actually did it myself. Did a few of them. When I first met Gino, he was talking about them 6 years ago almost, and yeah, and he just told me what to do and got everything I needed, and it was easy. It took a while to learn to understand exactly how to work.
Yeah, if you don't know, just get somebody. Be safe. It's we have a video on it.
Yeah, not the rod outside the house. That one, no, I didn't do that. But
yeah, the rod outside the house, you don't need electrician. You just bake it in the ground, make it go in the ground at least 2-3 feet would be nice deep into the earth. Bang it with a sledgehammer, and then just wrap your electrical copper wire around that and bring it to the bedroom. So you can make it go out a window, or you can drill a small hole right through the wall and then caulk it so it doesn't get any drafts or bugs coming in. Yeah, so there's that way of doing it if you don't have ground in the electrical wiring. Some of the old houses, they don't have grounds. The older houses, they weren't wired with ground way back. I don't know when they started using ground.
50.
Maybe in the 1960s or 70s. I'm not sure what the date was. Oh, there's plenty of ghosts in Cobb. Cobb, is that a Cobb? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sensitive to them. I'm sure there are in any of these places where they have long histories. There's lots of spirits roaming the areas, and it's even if they're not roaming, their energies print is always there, right? Remember we were talking about hard drives, and no matter how many times you format them, delete, it's the information's always there. Jackie, a place full of heathens, but at least the ghosts tell great stories. Yeah. Yeah, I have a cousin who's very clairvoyant, and he has been since he was a little boy, and his parents would freak out on some of the things that he was saying that he saw. Uh, uh, there was a time he went in the hospital to get tonsils removed, I think it was, or something. And the nurse told him that he had something with him, and the nurse says, "Oh, I'll take care of this for you. I'll put it in a good spot for you." And she went to put it away for him, and they operated on him. And he said he'd seen exactly where the nurse put this thing. So after he woke up and the nurse was there, he asked the nurse, "Can you go get the thing exactly?" He told her exactly where it was, and she was freaking out. She goes, "I didn't tell you where it was." He goes, "Yeah, I know, but I seen where you put it." And they were freaking out. And then also his parents were having an argument about him in the car, and he seen all that, and he relayed that to his parents, and they were freaking out. Because these are in the olden times, the ghost kind of stuff would freak people out. But he's done many amazing things. There was a missing girl out here in Woodstock a few years back that the police could not find the body, or couldn't find the little girl. And the little girl went to my cousin in spirit and asked him if he could relay the message so his parents can rest in peace, because they were freaking out. And she wanted them just to be able to rest, knowing that, okay, the body, she was killed, she was murdered, but at least they have a closure. That's the word I'm looking for, closure, to know, that the girl's not missing somewhere or whatever, but the body, the girl's dead, and she has closure to the whole situation. And he told the police, and they went exactly to that spot. That's where the body was. They wanted to hire him on the spot. He says, "No, I'm not working for no cops." Yeah, he's done many things like that, and also some powerful Reiki healing. He's turned people around. So it's just using the energy that's available through the divine creator. But there's a lot of people like this. I don't know about a lot. There's people like this that have that ability, to see the other side.
But like, you don't really. Do you really need people like that? You have everything you need.
It's not a point. Why are they like that? You don't need nothing, but they're there. They're around.
Yeah, some of them are, but some of them are also faking. So it's kind of hard.
Lots of them are fake.
Yeah, so it's hard to, like, it's really confusing. It's deceiving. So it's better to just connect to God directly. Worship the Creator, and that's all we need.
My neighbor even looked at me strange for being barefoot grounding outside. I'd love to see their face if I started banging wires with sledgehammers with my hair standing on end. Take a video of yourself, put it, post it in the group. Jackie, cool remote viewing. I love those stories. Yeah. So yeah, there's we all have these capabilities. I find, the more I'm into a fasting state, the more we're open to these realms, these limitless realms, and be able to see things and download information. But at the end of the day, yeah, connect to your creator, go within, connect, go direct. That's we all need that personal relationship with the divine, because that's where we come from, that beautiful divine light, the Christ consciousness of light that flows within all our hearts. So yeah, it's awesomeness. But yeah, the grounding really helps. Has helped and is helping many people. Like some people don't feel anything, and they're just very, very obstructed. But a lot of good testimonies just on grounding from people. Like I said, some don't notice anything. It's just like when people change their diets, some seem to get some benefits, and some don't get anything really changing by changing their diets.
It depends what you do, right?
Yeah, so it depends on the level of obstructiveness.
It depends on the diet too. Like what kind of diet?
Gonna go sleepies, guys. Nighty night. Love the faces of you.
Thank you.
Same to you, Jackie.
Thank you,
Have a good
Jackie.
night's sleep. We'll send you extra plaf so you can doze off. Learn about the acupuncture points to get a restful sleep. Just punch that in. There's a few points that you can use. Some breath work. You can do some of that before you go to bed. And of course, meditation. You can do all those and help you out. Also, if you can get some cannabis, that's helped my mama. That'll knock you out. This indica, more of the indica strain for putting you to sleep. The sativa is more of an awakened kind of feeling. So something with more indica will help. Yeah. And we also have a sleep formula with different herbs in there that helps people. Yeah, lots of things you can do. So have a good night. And hopefully you can sleep right through the night. Sleep is so important. The body needs a certain amount of sleep. If it's restless sleep, there's something going on, and we need to address that. And it's just obstructions on the physical, mental, and emotional levels that we need to purge. Once they get purged, the restful sleep will return, and you go back calm. It's all this anxiousness that we're all feeling with everything going on, all this fear that's around the whole planet right now, and we're all
There are
feeling
all kinds
that.
of things happening right now. We can't even pinpoint them.
Yeah, we're feeling all that, those energies.
There's a lot of stuff happening. Like it can be our water, it can be the air, it can be the field, the electromagnetic fields, Wi-Fi. It can be the food too, and whatever they're doing, other stuff. Oh yeah, the financial system. There's so much stress today, but also it's a change because
Go back
it's
to
been
the horse and
around.
buggy.
It's been around for a long time, but now it's just pretty much coming like right in front of our eyes to the extreme almost. So time to face it and see what we can do, find solutions. Good night, Jackie. How is the lifestyle? Is anyone living it and loving it? Or just living it? Yeah, fasting is a lifestyle. Having it part of our life is really, really nice. It's really nice to have fasting part of the life. And eating. I love eating too. They're both wonderful. Eating, I like it to be more and more and more natural, more from the earth, right so close to you. That would be nice. That would be really beautiful. Even the juice, the fasting. If I'm drinking, it'd be nice to grow our food and the juice too. Yeah, I'm just getting busy with that. That's cool. I love that. maybe the best way to live, really, for me, at least, be in nature. It's a blessing. I'm sure most people would want that, you know. Do we cut it short today? Or do you want to share something?
Have you got any questions, suggestions, inspirations? Floor is yours.
Yeah. I'm loving level 5. Level 5 has been my favorite since my first 108 days. That's almost 6 years ago now. I finished my first 108 days in November, I think 24th, 2015, almost 6 years. And yeah, and it was really heartbreaking. And then I remember watching like all the videos online about breatharianism and liquidarian. How do people do that? Because I love the feeling of fasting. And then I found that some people are doing 1 day a week of eating. Ray Mauer was doing 1 day or 2 days or something like that. And then I said, okay, yeah, I can see myself doing that, because I didn't see myself doing liquidarian, giving up food after my first one. Although the feeling was so good. And I already started, while doing my first 108 days, I already started watching breatharian videos, because we found some. We found them while we're fasting, and we're like, whoa, there are people who don't eat. Or at least don't eat most of the time. So yeah, so it's really nice. It took me a while. I think it took me until the year after, when I got back into fasting, and I did a long fast again, thinking, oh, this time I'm gonna fix my mistakes of eating not so well. So I'm gonna do a long fast to clean up, and then I'm gonna break it correctly. How many times did I say this to myself? And did long fast, and it never happened. But yeah, the balance, the easiest, or the lifestyle that I can see myself doing is level 5. Liquidarian was appealing for months. With long fast, even before I started the long fast, I was, it was very appealing, and did a long fast, and then I missed the food towards the end, like towards 108 days, 3 months, 4 months. I missed the food, and so I thought, okay, well, I can have a little bit, but then a little bit doesn't work after a long fast. You don't feel great. It's not balanced. And so yeah, it's all about balance. You see, when you do a long fast and you break it, it's not balanced anymore. You can be balanced with fasting every day. You can be balanced with eating every day. You can be balanced with fasting and eating every week. You can be balanced with all these 3, but it's hard to balance from one extreme to another. So yeah, and it's hard to even eat 1 or 2 days a week after a long fast. It's almost impossible for me. And I'm sure many people, I don't think maybe anyone has done level 5 after 108 days. And maybe if they have done it, maybe they have done it for a few weeks. It's really hard. So yeah, anyways. Yeah. So find your balance, choose your lifestyle, and do it. Just do it. Whatever. Ask yourself, how do I see myself living in 5 years from now? So you're not overwhelmed by how you feel right now. Ask yourself, how do I see myself eating in 5 years or 10 years? And do that. This way you're not overwhelmed by how you feel today, if you are overeating today or, whatever. It's nice. Balance is very important. It's the most challenging thing, actually, in my opinion, is to find balance. It's not to fast or do anything extreme, but to find balance.
Jimmy James, how you doing?
Hi, Jimmy.
Nice
Yeah.
to see you.
Yeah. Balance, balance, balance. Balance and do everything that you want. Find your balance. With fasting and eating, be in control without instead of being enslaved to the food and the substances, or even the fasting. We don't need, because I find, with a lot of fasting, like when I do a lot like longer fasts, I'm kind of scared to go back to even try the food. Good to see you too, Jimmy. Yeah, it's almost, you have this fear that I'm afraid to try the food because I'm afraid not to feel good. I really did, like, it's serious. Yeah, like after 3 months of not eating, oh, it'd be nice to, to have a bite of this strawberry or this apple. It smells so good and it grows so close to me. Um, but yeah, there's fear. So enjoy. Find your balance with the food. That's God's food. That's a blessing. These are gifts. Spread the fruit, spread the seeds, and enjoy and help the plants and help yourself. How do you help yourself? Well, it's a beautiful experience. But keep fasting, part of your life, and you choose your level. Nobody should choose for anyone. I don't care how good they feel or how bad they feel with fasting. We all have to choose um, ourselves. We share our experiences, but at the end of the day, we have to choose individually. One thing is a good start is to know what you want. Many people don't even know what they want. They don't even know how they see themselves in 5 years from now. Some people say, I see myself breatharian. Okay, so why are you not breatharian now? What's stopping you? Oh, the food. Oh. So it's not going to stop you in 5 years from now? Just, I'm just saying. Yeah, just live your dreams now.
No two people will have the same balance. Everybody will have their unique way of living and loving it.
Mm-hmm.
There's infinite ways to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be playing around with it until you get settled in and saying, yeah, okay, this feels okay. You're going to make adjustments and so on and so forth. You're going to fall off here and there.
Yeah,
That's all part of it.
Yeah, if there's fear though from anything, maybe it's a sign that it's okay. Well, is this balance? If I'm doing a long fast, like 3 months, 4 months, and I would love, to have a bite, but I don't want to feel bad. And I'm like kind of worried because I know when I start eating, I'm gonna feel bad, and I'm gonna be hungry. So there is fear there, and that is wrong. Food should not be scary. My goodness, I did raw food. I loved every bite. I never loved food so much as much as when I was eating raw food. So why would I deprive myself of some of the amazing food that God gave us? Yeah, I mean, when I ate raw food, I loved food more than ever in my life because it was like the real, as it is, coming from whatever. I mean, it was not local maybe, but now I eat more local than before because I have more awareness about food. But still, it's a big difference from eating a standard diet, raw food to standard. Big, huge difference. Do you agree? Between standard and raw food? Because raw food is not just about the raw or cooked. It's so pure. It's not so manipulated. Like when we, it is not, as manipulated as it's very simple. Just put a few things together, there's a salad. Or just fruits, Fruits are a big part of the raw food usually. Most people who do raw food, they do a lot of fruits. And that's basically pure food. You're not doing anything to it. You're not doing anything to it. You're not adding anything to it. It tastes delicious as it is. God's cooking. The best cooking. God is the best cook. This is how I see it,
Cooked by the sun.
Nobody can compete with God's food, that's for sure. Now, I don't care which chef, they cannot make God's foods. I always thought about that when I ate raw food. I can try this dish even raw, in a raw restaurant. But nobody can compete with some of the most delicious fruits that have not been touched by man. Nobody can compete with this. The flavors, different flavors too. The texture, yeah. And then not only that, it moves the best through us. It leaves the least obstructions behind, So it's perfect in every way. But I do like also salads and cooked vegetables sometimes, and enjoy the season. If here in Canada, we don't have fresh raw fruits all year long, then I go with whatever else that is local, It can be squash. I make a squash soup. Yeah, whatever is available. Just be creative with whatever is available, and it's so beautiful. For me, at least, to spend time doing that. It's fun. That's how I have a great time. Challenging myself that way. It's limiting, but at the same way, it's limiting, yeah, because you're limiting to local, but at the same way, with limits, you have boundaries, you have discipline, and freedom. It's really interesting.
Oh, hi, David. Hey, guys, still living in love and level 4 most of the time. Still trying to eat cleaner is the challenge since I am an ex-baker. LOL.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah,
use your skills for other stuff, baking, but bake different things, like bake vegetables, local vegetables.
How's the hip doing, David? I haven't heard from you for a while. Is it slowly improving or same? Getting worse? Anything changes in the head? Have you tried using any of the ganses in the area? Yeah, it's like I was talking earlier, doing better. Ah, very good. Keep going. Keep going. If the femur is the oldest bone in the physical body, and so it's a 9-year cycle. So it would all depend on where you are in that 9-year cycle, and that's why it's probably taking longer. So once you're in a certain area of that cycle, you'll be able to, um, especially old injuries, you'll be able to, or injuries or whatever it is, degeneration, you'll be able to address that sooner. So yeah, so that's the other thing. That's good to hear. Magnets, I don't know if I ever mentioned you trying magnets. You get 2 magnets. The good ones would be the donut type. I have any here? No.
Do you want me to get one from the fridge?
Yeah, I guess I can show them. And you put them 2 of them 90 degree from each other. So the femur hip bone would be here, and you put one here and one here. Just tape it on and leave them on for an hour a day or a couple hours a day. But you can do it with the GANs, like my friend Giovanni with the GANs, is able to get his daughter to rebuild her brain, right, from mush to back to 100% normal. These are donut type magnets. These are neodymium magnets, very strong. They're about an 1/8 inch thick and about an inch diameter. And these have beautiful fields. If you have GANs, you can also dry some of the GANs. How do you dry GANs? There's many ways of drying it. You can suck out all the water, let it air dry, or put it in the sun, or you can put it on the stove and let it very, very low heat, let it dry. You have strong magnets, and you can put some of the dry GANs in between the center of the hole.
Like in the middle?
Yeah. And I would put CO2, I put different amounts. Don't put the same amounts, put a little more in one and the other, and tape that in there. And then that's how I made my my mother's helmet for headaches, which was the only thing that gave her relief when she had those headaches for that couple of year period. We were trying many different things, and when I made that helmet through with a baseball cap, I just stuck them on. That gave her relief. Put it on, she'll stop complaining within minutes. It was that effective. So yeah, you can do that. I'm gonna pull these apart now. These are very strong to pull apart when you stick them together. Oh boy. Yeah. So yeah, you need. How do you check which side is north? If you have a compass, you direct the magnet towards your compass, and the one that draws the north needle is your north seeking side. So it would actually be south, but it's marked. Some companies will mark it as north. So the south is attracted to the North Pole, right? So that would be the one you want to use, the one that attracts to the North Pole, and mark it. And that's the one you put towards the body. So you put one, let's say, on the front of your hip and one on the side. So they're 90 degree from each other. What was the guy's name? Dr. Philnop. He did work with magnets for many, many years. I think he lived well into his 90s, or he may live to 100. I don't know. He passed away a few years back. I actually, I think I spoke to him for a few minutes way back when he was still alive. Yeah. So yeah, magnets. What are magnets? The donut magnet is a beautiful, if you look at, we're able to see the field, it's exactly how plasma moves. You know, north and south, we call it, which is your gravitational and magnetical field strength flowing. And that's why we like the donut magnets. There was, what's that other guy's name? He invented this thing where you can see, it's an actual toroid. You can, he put it over, he's a big guy, bald. I can't remember his name. I think I shared this video way back. And he invented this thing where you can actually see the three-dimensional field of the magnet. It is absolutely amazing. You can see it's a toroid, right? The way it flows, it's three-dimensional. Toroid, it's got the positive and negative. And he also did experiments with sprouts and using the north seeking pole versus the south seeking pole. The taste of the sprouts was like night and day, and they lasted longer with the north seeking one, and so on and so forth. I did this when I was growing my sprouts. What year was it? A few years into that is when I started playing with magnets, and then I decided to put not the strong ones, just the ceramic type, the black type, which are a lot weaker than these ones, because you don't need high strength if you just leave it on the pail. So I put the north seeking side on the pail of water. I had 5-gallon buckets, and I taped it on the bottom and just left them there. And I was growing my sprouts.
Basically, both of them are like south ends of the
North
south end,
seeking.
north seeking. One is here and one at the bottom.
No, I would just put one on the pail.
Okay, so just one.
Yeah, for the water, you just need one. And for the injury, you put two, one 90 degree from each other.
90 degree.
Yeah, so you put one here and one would be here.
Okay, both
whatever.
South? Both are
Yeah,
south?
yeah, both face south. North seeking,
Yeah, north
which
seeking, which is
could
south,
be
right?
marked as north.
So,
Most
like-
companies will mark them as north.
like what would you take from, like you have to take the whole thing? The whole thing? You would put it somewhere?
Whole thing, one magnet.
Just one. Just one. And one side would be north seeking, the other side is south seeking.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just put it, for example, here you have injury, and that's it.
Put one here
Yeah, just one.
and one here.
Yeah. Yeah.
One here, one here.
And both are north seeking, so both are kind
Yeah,
of south. You know?
they're repelling each other. So you have that
So they would repel each other. Then?
strong field focusing on the injury.
And is it okay to use something strong like this?
Yeah,
You have to have stronger.
you can use weak ones too, as long as it's got the field. It's good.
The
Some
strong-
say the stronger ones work. Some say the weaker ones work.
Which one is better?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Just the donut ones are.
Why is it 90 degree? Do you know?
That's through Phil Knopf's work.
Mm.
He was working with magnets for many years.
You found that's the
Phil
best
Knopf, I
position?
think that was his name.
No, no, it's the dry casting doctor.
Philpod,
Mm.
Dr. Philpod. I don't know, if you look up magnets, you'll be able to find the guy's name. I don't remember Philpod maybe. Yeah, this was many years ago. I spoke to this guy one time. I was getting some information. I actually had his book. I don't think I have it anymore. He gave away all my books.
You have some bookstores too.
But yeah, the simple things, just using fields, I would try that, David. And if you have the GANs, like I said, throw some dried GANs in between. Put different amounts in the two different magnets. Double the amount on one versus the other, so you have a radiant. That's what we're looking for, a gradient. Sorry, a gradient. That's what we're doing with the juice and the lemon juice, right? So we're getting a gradient from the different field strengths. and that gives you a stronger flow. And the flow will break up what? Stagnation, because there's the reason the body can't heal, because there's a stagnant area and there's no energy flowing. So we need to shake it up with some good flow to open up that stagnation, and then the body can heal it, because the body is the only thing that can heal it, through the soul from source, of course. And away we go. So yeah, try that out for a while and see how that works. So many things, so many things that we can use. The Kesh Spaceship Foundation, if you listen to the last call, he's talking about soon they will be coming out with a device to heal bones within seconds or minutes. So that'll be interesting to experience. And yeah, we're gonna see a lot more of these plasma technologies coming forth over the next few years. I believe Masterfast's system is based on the understanding of the way plasma flows. the little understanding I have, and everybody's going to have their own understanding from the information. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it works. So
yeah, the drawing that
explanation is, how much do we need? Like, do we really need to explain how things?
people like to have curious and interest.
It's nice. It
Was
works.
it Joanna who posted the drawing she had in her dream from the cooked juice versus the raw juice? Very interesting, the information that she downloaded, and it's pretty much in line with the way we see it.
Yeah,
I've got
instructions.
I've got a sour orange tree. Would that be a lemon suitable? Absolutely, sure. I didn't even know what a sour orange is. Maybe you can post a photo.
Yeah, we do say you can have that, but we also say it's good to have a little bit of lemon.
Yeah, you can use it. I'd use it. Grapefruit.
Yeah, it's nice to have a change a little bit. I mean, nothing like local stuff. If you have it growing, perfect. You can even juice it and freeze it, and use it all year long instead of buying lemons from other countries.
Yeah, juice it out, put it in cubes, ice cubes. Then when it's frozen, put them in the Ziploc bags, and you have all your frozen doses for each bottle.
Actually, it's not so easy to do that way.
Why?
They all stuck to each other in the bag. I think it's better to do it in jars. Juice it, put it in jars, freeze the jars, take one jar at a time out of the freezer. I would say that's way more efficient.
Jars.
That's how I do it now too. If I have extra lemon, I jar it and I freeze it. When I need it, I take it out.
You can wrap each one in
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
saran wrap.
Yeah, how much waste. Just freeze it if you have freezer.
No, the frozen cubes.
So yeah, I know, but then that's a lot of waste. Saran wrap. Go natural. I don't know, is freezing natural? Can you freeze stuff in nature?
It freezes in nature.
In Canada, yes. Everything freezes.
Sure, freezing is natural.
But only in the winter. It doesn't freeze in the summer. We have extreme hot summer too. Extreme weather. Four seasons. I love Canada's weather.
You know, going back to the sprouts, when we put the magnets on, I was growing sprouts for my parents, my sister, brother-in-law, and my uncle, and everybody noticed a dramatic improvement in the taste of the wheatgrass juice and the sunflower sprouts when I put the magnet on the water. Everybody noticed it. What'd you do?
So only on the water?
It was, yeah, it was much smoother. I don't know if anybody's drink wheatgrass. It was much smoother. It didn't have that raunchy feeling. It was much smoother. Like when you're growing sprouts and grass with ocean water, it's way different than anything else anyway. But just by putting the magnet on the water, it made a dramatic improvement in the flavor. And the sprouts were, they looked like they were, their aura was stronger. So yeah.
Is that diluted ocean water that you're talking about? It's sitting in
Yeah,
the gallon,
diluted.
and then you put the magnets, right?
Yeah, the pail that I was, had the mix of ocean water and water. I would put the magnet on. I'd have a few 5-gallon pails filled up, pre-mixed with the ocean water.
You just use that to
And I used that to water the plants. Because I was growing approximately 2 trays a day. Every day I'd be planting 2 trays. Some days 3, depending if I was growing sprouts.
That's a lot of sprouts.
And so yeah, I was every day planting, every day harvesting. Once you get it going. Yeah. So yeah, it's if you would try that, even jar sprouting, try, the same seeds, try one with water, regular water, and one with magnetized water, and then taste the difference and look at the difference. You're going to see a difference. I can assure you.
How about like putting it straight on the trays? Can you do that too?
You can. Then you need a whole bunch of magnets. If you have one pail that you water everything from, you only need one magnet. This is the water that you want magnetized. There's even the test that fellow did that had the invention of the visible toroid in the magnet. I wish I would remember his name. It's all full of tattoos. He did also strong magnet, very, very strong neomagnet. He put the seed on just the seed on the south facing. And he said the growth was way better. Left the seed on there for I don't know how long. I can't remember what he said.
So like you would hold it, like you would have this magnet, and then you put the seed.
Yeah.
And kind of charge it. For how long?
I don't remember. I don't think you need much time. A few minutes.
Okay, so you just take the magnet south facing, north facing, and then you put the seed close to it and just let it be for a while.
Yeah.
And then you use it.
I can't remember which part of the magnet. There was one part he said you. If we could find the video.
What do you mean? It's not.
I don't remember. It's a part of the position of the magnet he used for the seeds. Yeah, there's so much information out there. These are just natural fields. And the main reason that everything is out of whack is why? Because of human interaction with what they're doing to the earth. All these energies of Wi-Fi and radiation and cell phones and radio waves and electrical wires, all this stuff.
The obstructions
is a big challenge.
The obstructions in our body.
So
that affects
everything we can do to bring back balance. Because what does plasma do? A magnet is plasma energy, basically. It brings back balance. It's always seeking balance. So the water restructures it back to balance. Simple magnet. All the water that comes in this house, I have magnets, I have a vortex, and I have GANs. on the main pipe coming in the water. Is that it? And nano copper, I think, as well.
Which is GANs.
So
Which is GANs, right?
no, nano copper's not GANs. So my water's
What's the difference
completely
between water and GAN and between GANs and
nano is a coating. GANs is the nano is solids. Nanosolids.
so you have it like in
Nano is
solid state, right? Semi-solid state, right?
it's a solids. Is a nano state. My mind is gone today.
I forgot.
So yeah, the nano copper is just a coating on the copper.
How does it help?
How does it help? Because it has a strong field coming off of that nano copper. It's the same. It has also an energy of magnetic and gravitational field strength. So it's always seeking balance, and it's very strong and absorbing to the imbalance of the negative fields, if you want to call it that, to bring balance back. Hello, Barbara.
And you use that to generate the GANs, right?
Yeah, you need a copper or nano copper plate and a different plate to make whatever GANs you're gonna make. Like this is a nano coated copper stranded wire. I have the ends taped off because you shouldn't be touching a nano coated bare copper. Shouldn't be touching nano coating. It's got a very yeah, you can damage it, but it's a very high field strength. So you don't want to be touching these materials. You just want to use their energy. So, you can make all kinds of stuff and start playing with these things.
For the vortex, isn't the vortex always moving? No?
No, the water flows, it gets vortex. Only when the water's flowing. It's just a twisted piece of, it's just a spiral twisted copper inside the copper pipe. So the water is forcing itself to be vortexed as it's moving through the pipe.
Mm. So it's designed in a way to make the water vortex?
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You want the water to be vortexed.
And that's how nature does it. The rivers and streams, when the water is going from bank to bank, it's vortexing within itself, right? And all through rocks and stuff. And that's how nature cleans and re-energizes and brings a balance. If you think about mountain water, it's best water I ever had was mountain water. When I was drinking water. Coldest place I've ever dove in as well. We jumped in a lake up in BC in the mountains. My goodness gracious. It was very cold. That was before the Wim Hof days, we knew how to prepare ourselves. I mean, it was a shock. I could say that.
Hi, Barbara.
No, sorry, Barbara. I feel badly. I'm having a hard time taking care of newborn. My grandson being faithful. Huh? What do you mean? Not sure what you mean.
To the master fast system. Being faithful to the master fast. Yeah, just do your best, you know. Do you think we're perfect? You are going through challenges, and we go through challenges, and just everybody has to find their balance.
One day at a time. Fall off, jump back on.
Keep your faith in God. And just remember, we're not perfect. We're not perfect at all. We just do our best sometimes when we can. Sometimes you can't do your best. And that's okay too. Thank you. Do we take a break?
Yeah, we can do a quick meditation and keep this away from the phone. Keep the strong magnets away from computers and phones. You can erase information. Get comfortable. We'll do a little quick meditation. Comfortable in your chair, feet on the floor. Relax. Start focusing on the breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Feel that energy of the fields flowing through your lungs. Becoming part of your physicality. We can all feel all these severe imbalances all around us. A lot of fear. Evil has penetrated every aspect of all of humanity. We must remain strong and keep that light, that flame burning in our hearts, the divine flame from the divine creator. Just keep fueling it with plasma love always flowing. And let's send all these very distracted people extra plaf and elevate their souls to peace, balance, correct conduct so that they move in that direction. Envision ourselves the change we want to see. the beautiful planet Earth, where everybody's thriving, loving and hugging each other. The animals are roaming freely with no worries about humans destroying their habitat or killing them off. Waters and streams all cleaning themselves up back to pristine state. Chemical free, no more chemicals being sprayed on Mother Earth. Everybody's doing things they love to do. Let's thank Mother Earth for always moving in the direction of balance, no matter what we've done to it. And keep that. And assist Mother Earth so that her job may be easier. There's lots of beautiful souls all over the planet. And with us all focusing on peace, balance, correct conduct, living and loving it, sharing that plasma love always flowing, continuously making deposits at 4:32 a.m. and or p.m. your time zone. All these little things, and as we continuously work tirelessly in the fields, the limitless realms, fields of Plath, and focus on the divine creator, which gave us all this life, this beautiful life, and all this beautiful planet and everything on it. Just a wonderful, beautiful energy flow that we can all enjoy. All that negative, evil energy will be brought back to balance because it cannot sustain itself. It's destructive. And we can see that very clearly now more than ever. With that said, I thank you all. Oh, hey, Marvin. And it's a wonderful time.
Bye, everyone. Oh, hi.
Hey, Marvin, you got something to say before we close it down?
Hi, Marvin.
Yeah, lots of love and to everyone, everyone's presence. Got here a bit late though. Yes, it's about to close.
It's okay, it's better late than never.
Oh shit.
What's happening on your end in the Netherlands?
Yeah, exactly. You know, but still enjoy the meditation. Still enjoy the meditation. Kind of here. Hold on. Put this on. Have a new laptop now. I give my computer to my brother because we're doing some trading, you know. try to get more funds and have more power to move on and do certain projects. But yeah, that's been amazing. You know, I started MFS 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks and a half. I did for 2 weeks. Wanted to take just a little break, and wow, it's just crazy. And you know, that's why I sent that message yesterday. Stay focused on the line, because so easy, you know, to get lost again. And wanted to feel that again. And now after 4 days, I remembered, and I was like, no, 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 no. All right, let's do it again. You know, and well, just how it goes, right? Just how it goes, and
Find your
go
balance.
with the flow for sure. And you have to stay focused at all times, because you flinch a bit, and you know, these anything will try to pull you in and give all kinds of excuses. And so yeah,
All
it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing. Having the best time of my life yet. And
this,
yeah, we have MFS honestly, and have nothing else, because he makes everything so easy as well. Honestly, fasting so easy with MFS, right? All the systems. No, no, no. It's too complicated.
Marvin, there's people that were breatharian who went back to eating.
Can I hear you? Hold on.
Hello?
You can hear me though.
Yeah.
Ah, at least you
Really?
can hear me. Okay, so I'm not. Yeah, cannot hear though. Oh,
Well, everybody else
hold
can
on.
hear us
Let me
on.
fix this. Yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Testing.
Let me
Can people
check.
hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us here. Otherwise, they wouldn't be responding.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh, I think it doesn't work anymore on his laptop. Well, great.
is it still working?
Ah, there. No, that's why. That's why.
You
Ah,
couldn't
now
hear,
it should work.
you couldn't hear us on Facebook either?
No, I
No,
didn't.
no, I could. I had to turn Facebook off though.
Ah, yeah.
And now I can. I forgot to turn on the speakers.
Yeah, so we were actually just talking about balance, before you came.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, talking about balance. Yeah, for sure. It's all about balance.
Emotional imbalance, the emotional balance is the biggest challenge we all have because we're surrounded by all kinds of these imbalances from everywhere. And we can kind of continuously stay focused on moving in the direction of balance. So we're going to be distracted very easily from these negative forces.
Oh yeah.
So easy, they're all around.
No, no, for sure. You know, and I'm attached to one. I realized I've been doing some work. You know, I have one attached to my left shoulder, and you know, I've come up. I was able to look at it in February. You know, like really a little creature that looks exactly, you know, with its horns, little wings, like a demon. It was very funny experience. I was pulled out of my body and into the astral realms to just look at it and observe, because you know, I've been kind of trying to make sense of a lot of things, you know, how they happen, you know, how a lot of you know, there were times with lots of violence, and uh, but yeah, not try to go too deep, because for some people it might be scary, you know. In the end, you know, just be grateful for whatever, because it brings learning experience, you know, whatever. And things are not what they seem like, you know, just like you put on the MFS, you know, not trust. You cannot trust anything in physicality, right? It's that's where intention and emotion, you know, trumps it all. And yeah, it's been a process. This season change, wow. You know, I was very reluctant to believe anything about a full moon and season change. So I was like, all right, let's experience this firsthand and look at it when it unfolds. And just every full moon, it's just amazing. Like the
Moon
feels, man.
cycles are powerful.
It's also, we're moving into Mercury retrograde tomorrow, I think.
All right, then I'll be looking for that, because it's
I
just powerful.
every time there's Mercury, it's 3, 4 times a year. There's very, very, very low interest in people taking care of their health. That's what cycles I've been watching for 6 years in
Wow.
Mercury retrograde. It's just the interest completely goes away from health. That's
And
generally
yeah, and
what happens.
actually that's what happened with me, you know, like just right now, like few days ago. Did like 2 weeks. I lost a bit of focus. I was trying to get prepared for a little drive for season change, like I never did before. Still, at least I went very easy without really keeping up the dry schedule to really actually feel, experiment in this way, but instead of pushing, pushing lower, like, not pushing the dries at all, like even keeping them below the required minimum, and just to feel actually, yeah, it doesn't trigger.
I was actually saying also earlier that the daily dries are more important than the weekly dries, and the weekly dries are more important than the monthly dries, and the monthly dries are more important than the season change. So avoid pushing. Seriously.
Yeah, no, but like, and I did the opposite. Instead of doing 12, I would do like 7, 8, and
Yeah.
just to feel as well. And you just realize how really I needed that, just to remind myself how it's the dries, really like triggering. And just doing MFS a little hour goes a long way. Just a little hour.
All the dries are important.
Yeah.
I see
The whole cycle is very important the way it's designed.
yeah, but I see training yourself slowly is very, very important.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, for
You
sure.
don't want to push it because you're gonna hate it if you push it and you fall
Yeah.
on. It's not fun. Enjoy the experience. Build yourself slowly. There's no reason to fly when you can hardly walk. Like,
And it's very humbling, especially
yeah,
doing
just keep
MFS.
walking. and enjoy the view. Enjoy the journey.
Exactly. Especially with MFS, because it's not the same. You eat fruits, you go dry. You eat fruits, you go dry. It's really not the same. When you do MFS, I mean, you're feeling the full
Yeah,
power of it.
yeah, for sure. I mean, once you have done master fast for any period of time, like as a lifestyle, it's hard to equate it to eating every day. It's nice to have this break from eating every day of the week. It really is nice to have a few days a week where you don't eat and just you know become make it a routine over the years that you are fasting for a few days every week. And the benefits, honestly, in my opinion, you'll get the benefits of even long dries if you are consistent. That's one thing, you have to be consistent.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then another thing is the amount of learning. Many people who have done long master fasts in the past, that's like long ones, 108, maybe a couple of them. I remember when they started doing something like level 5, they were like, wow. But it takes a while to get into it. Okay, nobody can do level 5 just saying, okay, I'm gonna do level 5. It doesn't work. You're gonna have
Yep.
ups and downs
I tried that.
until you find your routine. Just like full master fast of like let's say 108 days. It's gonna take a long try before you do 108 days. So it also takes a long time before you find your balance on one of the levels. So
It certainly does. It's very humbling because you can get with the mind there, with the attitude that, counting the days, you don't realize the power, just level 2, level 3, just the power there.
yeah, and I remember some of the people who did long ones, they mentioned, wow, level 5 is so powerful, not because only like the cleansing, but the learning experience that you get from it. Because like you said, it's very humbling. You have the food, and then you have the fast, and then you have the food, and then you prove to yourself over and over and over and over again what eating is and what fasting is. And enjoy both actually. Although you feel both, both what how you feel with both, you still enjoy both. Like like Diane said, um for example, she does level 4 for a while now, for a few years. She says, I look forward to eating, but I also look forward to fasting. So she, that's, in my opinion, that's where we want to, that's an amazing place to be. You love
Oh,
it.
definitely, because it's the hardest as well. And when you do like this, because coming off a long fast, and yeah, when you not don't have that self mastery, I mean, because yeah, it's just, and if you go off road, it's also very humbling. You realize you're always at ground zero. That no matter where you stand, it stays the same for everyone. You eat too much, you eat something addictive, you're gonna get cravings.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it is so easy to just go
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
you don't realize, like you say, I'm just
So easy.
enjoying.
Yeah. So easy to
Hunger,
go up or so easy to go down. So
hun-
easy to go up or so easy to go down. Massive fast.
hunger comes from what? Eating.
Obstructions.
Yeah,
Thirst comes from what? Drinking.
drinking. Yeah.
Well, thirst also comes from obstructions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like with food, if I'm
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna be thirsty. It's the obstructions I see. The thirst. And drinking, yeah, sure. If you're dry fasting and you drink, you're gonna want to drink, right? Dry fasting and you're drinking, you feel like you become thirsty. Yeah, you break your dry, you become thirsty, more thirsty than when you're dry.
Yeah, that as well, and especially the speed on which you drink. I used to
Oh yeah.
I used to just drink my tea as a shot. I just wanted to
Oh
get
no,
it done with. Oh man, like you don't realize, the fact,
really strong.
what's behind this. What's behind. You want to get this. There we go. You want to get them done. What you trying to do there? Don't try to enjoy the process.
Oh, your body will give you feedback. We don't need to say anything, we just put the
Yeah,
phone.
no, for sure. That's the beauty of it, and you just need to sit there, and enjoy the show. People will come and go, and
I know, I
well,
know.
yeah, that I'm all about that. Try to stay there in that place. Reminded of that. Ground zero, and because yeah, it's just stay humble in the heart. It's whatever happens. You have to stay there focused. I decided to take a break like right now for a few days. And yeah, and so easy really to go off road, and
Yeah. No, don't be hard
it,
on yourself. It's
I
so
know, no, for sure, but still, like I'm like, no, 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 no. All right, just you have to be focused, just the way it is, because I started the fast again with had to, you have to in a sense, fight the cravings. Not fighting them, it's just that they will be there. Whatever you eat, even if I eat only a melon, it is, what it is. Like we have like this, whatever feels good, you want to do more of what feels good. And that's when we do fasting just because it feels good, but there's more to that as well, right? There's even more to that. And that's where we talk about, you in your case, you talked a lot about faith, in God, and that brought me there as well. I mean, your presence when you did that was, it's paramount, because you realize you're not even doing this for yourself. As such, alone, we do not have, as a name like Marvin, I do not have what it takes for this. I don't. I You simply don't,
what? To do what?
but to do all this, to keep on
Like
going and more and breaking your limits, like because you have to jump in the unknown, but still, always in the
you
fear
know,
what's behind. And you
you
need
know,
and I mean, reminded in a way, like we're guided. There's always, like the divine, or whatever we want to call, when you focus there and you also do this,
but
for the greater purpose, for the greater, always things for the greater, beyond yourself, in that sense. Just find the power there. The power is just given. But I was reminded of a quote that was told to me by an aunt. I could not really find the meaning, and I consider her the least spiritual of my family, and well, there's none of that. We're all doing what we do. And she used to tell me, "You cannot have the cake and eat it too."
Why not?
And I just love that quote. It just reminded me. I went to the Netherlands. I was doing weed at the time, and there we go. I get to the Netherlands, the place of weed, and just at the time, I'm try to move away now. And now that I'm doing these food deliveries, and I'm trying to be, yeah, very, very, uh, kind of wise, what I eat and all that. Everybody where I go, I'm nice to people, and everybody wants to feed me, everybody wants to give me food. I go to a restaurant, hey, eat this, eat this and eat that. And no, no, no.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
So you can gently say, I'm whatever. You can say I'm fasting.
And that I realized for first, I said, you want to tell yourself, oh, it's for love and gratitude, just eat, it's all right. And but no, man, it's also like you fall in the trap. You stay in your truth, and also you have the opportunity as well to open up, because for sure questions are asked afterwards. Oh, what do? You do this, and then you start opening up a little bit because you see as well people wanting to know more. Before I was like more all of it. That's why I shared. Now I was all over the place because share your truth, but it's too much. The light can burn. The light can really burn, and just like 108. It's just too much. Too much to handle. And then you want to go back to food and find all the excuses. No, but I needed this and that. It was the missing link and whatever, man. Yes, you can tell whatever story you want, but in the end,
with long master fast, even when I went into them saying that I want to do liquidarian, and I usually go for 3-4 months, between 3 and 4 months, and then I get maybe I get bored. I feel like I want to okay, let's try this food because it smells so good, like a fruit or something. I feel like it would be nice to experience this, but it's not going to pull me down, I don't think, because I feel good right now, and it always does. It always does. So I really like, at the end of it, I'm saying after 6 years, I ask myself, do I really want to stop eating? Ask yourself that question. I really, not anymore. I want to find balance. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. I want to find balance between fasting and eating and enjoy everything God gave me, natural as possible, local as possible, ideally homegrown, that would be amazing. But enjoy everything. Why not? God gave it to you. Why should I say no? I don't want to eat this. I don't. Yeah, sure. I feel more energy when I fast than when I eat. But how much energy do you need? I'm happy with like taking a little break from having high energy all the time. Like a few days a week. Yeah, okay, lower energy, but then you have the nice experience. So.
Well, I want more.
Yeah, that's the thing. For me, I see it. Okay, I see it as greed. To be honest with you, I said that before. I see it as greed because I want more and more energy.
No,
Well,
no, for sure,
How
that for
much do you
sure,
need? Just enjoy. And then another thing is, I felt with longer fasts, I always, whether I liked it or not, some of us say, "Oh, the ego disappears." Yeah, that's to a certain extent, but there's something else called arrogance.
No, for sure. And that's the thing as well. You get trapped. It cannot disappear. Where you think you're going? You think you're God now?
Yeah,
That's why, I said we stay at ground zero at all times, at all times. You have to be humble. The moment you're not humble, there we go. You're back in the dirt. Let's do it again.
And you know what, like the most humbling thing is when you have the break from fasting. Hopefully not a long fast, because it can be a tough one.
No, that's why I keep it, naturally, like 13, 14 days, it's not too much, not enough.
I'm saying in general, like, when I did 108 days and more than 108 days to break a long fast, it was really hard. And that was, very humbling, but at the same time, very painful. Humble yourself slowly. Every week, humble a little bit. Every week, humble a little bit,
Yeah, exactly.
Keep humbling yourself, because if you go just, like stop the food, how can you relate to anyone anymore on earth? I believe I'm meant to be on earth.
I believe the same. I don't believe, either in immortality or, it's not about that. In any case, it's not about that. It's more like, now it's, yeah,
At
just,
one point I thought about immortality, but I changed my mind about that too.
yeah,
It's okay.
mine as
Why?
well. And
Yeah.
especially the beauty of it is that through this process, I was exposed to when I went to India, I wanted to get like something quite deep, and come back to. You don't have to go anywhere for that, you can just sit with yourself, but still, always, always have like you always need a mentor in some sense, Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, because they have these, they have, you see in their culture, a guru disciple, and it's evolving, saying, no, we're all gurus, but yeah, but it's not the same, when you're humble and you just see what others, the experience went through, and you're here humble, you're ready to learn. Man, the knowledge you get such knowledge and such power to just move and take a leap. And it's just the same, it's just because, and in that sense, when you understand the culture behind it all, is that behind this is devotion. You see the guru, they see, everybody's a guru, for sure, for me, because you see them as God, you see them as a personification of God. And now where you're able to access, divine through them, because you, yeah, it can go too far for sure, there's always the balance. Then you lose yourself, you thought you found absolute truth, which is never the case. We're always in duality, but still it helps you get something important. The I really got like very nice keys, and one attitude I really like to always remind myself, which is impossible, right, is no expectations, because you have honesty, non-violence, and this and that, but no expectations, because it's inevitable. If we do this out of expectations, but at the same time, we cannot expect anything from life. And as this process goes on, you
Yeah,
don't realize you have to sacrifice it all, you know,
you want to be patient, right? Patience is very important.
yeah, and exactly. I mean, how far you want to go and how you want to keep on doing things, you need to change the whole lifestyle for sure. I was still in certain gaming habits, and I felt, no, man. I mean, it's things you simply cannot do doing in this lifestyle if you want to live. Goes beyond living without food for sure. But for me, is feeling that bliss I felt with the support of MFS. Living really in that flow. Just being a channel, of the divine, and you realize, man, there's no room for personal agenda in this. There's no room for, like, when I say personal agenda, it's really thinking we can have, you can go on 108 with your dreams and then come back and live the life that you wanted to live before 108. You will never, it will never happen. It will never happen. The expectations will change, the desires will change, and you just realize it's all about letting go. What are you able to let go? I went back to right now eating a bit of pumpkin, and steamed corn, and I just realized, man, well, it's just time to drop it. I mean, for what I want, because still, it's still a bit, especially the pumpkin, like you don't see it coming, and then you're like, oh, I love cooked fruit. Cooked fruit for me is just amazing. Cooked fruit is nice, but cooked fruit, it's even more gentle, like little jams.
Yeah, you want to find your balance with food, find find the food that makes you feel best. And it's usually fruits and vegetables.
Have
So
you
just
done the super
find
hybrid?
Yeah, try that. That's just wonderful super hybrid,
a good job.
and still, I still need to be a bit more humble in that sense to really consider, because because we do drives, I mean, in my case, it was either full or nothing. And in that sense, there is different layers, and that's what I started doing, well, just now it's like I'm not even counting, like focusing too much on the hours, but definitely, like if I feel a bit of comfortable, it's all right. Just drink a little bit, just drink a little bit. I'm getting exposed to water in any case, a lot of times. And it takes, yeah, it's like all the fields is so much, with the environment dictates outcome for sure. So just you have to be mindful of every interaction we have, just beyond food, what we feed ourselves, what's our routine every day, how many hours, am I spending every single morning reminded of my intention. First, yeah, wake up with gratitude, go to the toilets, do the hygiene routine, the dry brushing, put the kolema, put the water in the bucket, put the intention, thank you God, thank you everything for what you gave to me, all the learning. And you have to do that every single day for how long it takes, but for forever, man. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, like when we're ground zero, I mean, that's what I said, have to keep on doing, this kind of grind, the grind every day. That's what makes it so beautiful, because you put the intention at all times, every single minute, every single second. What do I want? What do I want? You cannot have it all. It's either you have the cake or you eat it. In that sense, because it's good to be greedy, it's good to be impatient. It helps, but no, you have balance. You need balance because, I mean, um, I, I think you've seen this, there's a lot of people, after, in my case as well, after coming out of long fast and, if you want to go back completely to eating again, for a period of time, take a good break for, like I did, you want to fall in the illusion that it's all right, no matter what you eat, you got an understanding that it doesn't matter, just the way you look at food, just the way you look at food, if you look at it with gratitude, with love, it won't affect you, it will bypass all that, and it will just dissolve in your body. You have the power, but just nonsense, man. It's an illusion because
No. When you find your balance, that's when you come off a long fast, and you go back to eating every day. That's remember I said it takes a while to do. I like to be balanced on one of the levels. It takes a while.
but what I meant, was more like the like
You
doing
will feel
this
it. There's no question. You will feel it.
doing this, like the discipline, doesn't matter. The discipline doesn't matter. That you can, just go back, just do whatever you want, fasting, eating, like it doesn't matter, like you are not affected, you know what I mean there.
Yeah,
Like,
some people say that you don't. Of course, we feel when we eat, we feel it.
yeah, it's inevitable,
There's no
because
question about it. But it doesn't have to be a horrible experience. And
I
with
know for
time,
sure, no.
you will find that okay, I'm learning that this food doesn't bother me, and that's what I'm gonna be eating. And just find your balance. It takes a while to find the balance.
No, but I mean, even going more, I mean, you're talking there about balance, but I'm talking like, really going back to food, eating every day, and not just, very light foods, I'm talking about, heavy foods, like can be rice, can be
Right.
potatoes, like every day, like things with oil, with salt, and just thinking, it's all right. But no, like in that sense, like, we're all breatharians, it's just how obstructed, in that sense, your body is. Simple as that, simply is that, you're able to live off the fields when you're just clear enough to live off the fields. It's just simple as that. It's not like there's a moment you started living off prana. No, like, even, when you see in culture of Indian culture, the yoga and all that, when they get, the uh talk about that, getting the power, they called it kechari mudra, which is called the placing the tongue on the palate. The mudra itself is called actually, the gesture of living off the nectar of God, because it's an attitude as well that was built. It's an attitude that is built with such discipline, that in essence you live of God, by just living there, but also by being detached. Because how can you not be subject to the duality of food, which is pleasure and experience and pain? Because for sure, a burger is so good, man. It will always be very good. A burger will always be super tasty, But what do you get with that taste, with that pleasure in the moment, with that intensity? Well, you get the duality, you get the pain behind for sure, especially karmic effect, what what was taken from life, what was taken to create that experience.
Yeah,
And
but at some point you will stop even choosing that. You stop choosing that when you're balanced.
yeah, exactly. You have to find something very deep within. There were, it's funny because I've experienced going into long fasts, and regardless of what I ate, I was so focused, I didn't have any cravings at all. Any cravings. There were, I did like I did 2 30 days. When I got on them, I was just playing I was in ignorance in certain ignorance in that stage, like thinking, you do this intensely and then you just go back and you think this will go away. But no, you have to work it through. And I would get on it and, so focused, no cravings, in a sense is possible. And you realize what it takes. Well, it takes the just full focus there. How much are you able just to stay there connected? If you're connected to source, to God, whatever you want to call it, right, at all times. And that's why I said as well, you realize there's no room for personal agenda. You have to just live devoted. What are you able to sacrifice? And it's the same with food. Have to choose the level according to what you want to eat. When you eat, like if you want to keep on eating, some potatoes, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
There
that's
you have to find your balance.
your
Because living level 6 and eating potatoes, every time you eat, I mean, there's no way you can do that. I mean, you can, but man, it's tough.
experience will tell you. Your experience will give you that will be the best teacher in that case if you learn. But that's why I believe also long fasts are not, I wouldn't advise them because we all want to learn from our experiences, and that's a harsh experience to go back to eating after a long fast. At least experience with shorter fasts, and as I said, the benefits of short fasts, in my opinion, are huge. Okay, the benefits of the levels, let's say level 2, 3, 4, 5, are
Are
huge.
huge. Yeah.
Are
It's
huge.
going,
If you do them regular, if you keep doing them, yeah, okay, you fall off 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but you go back. You're always back. After a week of falling off, you're back, and maybe you fall off again within the same year a couple of times, and that's fine. You go back, and nobody's perfect. Absolutely, no one is perfect. Sometimes
yeah.
you eat very heavy food. Even though you're watching, because when you fast regularly, you'll always watch. It still can be heavy food, heavier than usual, and you will feel it, and you will feel horrible. But then tomorrow, you fast again. You wash it off, and you're back on track. After 2 days, you feel better. It's the best teacher is to just, in my opinion, go on the levels. Go on the levels and um, enjoy the ride. The ride is gonna be less extreme, but it will be very transformational and much healthier, in my opinion, for everyone. Much healthier.
For sure, definitely, have to do the levels, have to try them all.
Because it's more balanced. It's
Yeah,
healthier for the body. The body hates. I dislike using this word, but it hates extremism. It hates it when we push it from one extreme to another.
I say it loves it.
It hates it when, you fall off and you see what happens, all the symptoms. The body
yeah,
does not like it. It comes if you had whatever challenges before in the past, they come back. You see them. They're right in front of your eyes. Regardless of 108, 208, you will see them come back. So the body, and people with who are sick already, their body cannot take that. It cannot take extremism.
Oh, the memory's still there.
Yeah. So the issues will come back, the challenges will come back. So really, I highly suggest that you just find your balance and let the experience teach you, because a long master fast experience teaches you a long fast, but it doesn't teach you to eat. You want to learn how to eat and fast and eat and eat and you want to learn how to do both, not just one. Unless you want to become liquidarian, but I haven't met anyone who just became liquidarian.
For sure, no, I mean,
know?
for me, I mean, when I say, I want to, what actually I want is just, have the attitude remaining at all times. That's what I want, because, I'm real with myself. It won't happen unless you have an attitude, that can back it up. It can happen, but you want to live what? Secluded from society? I want to still live in society, do my best, share among the planet, in the best way I can, because there's so much stuff going on, and if you want to, I mean, to live that way and still be in contact with others, I mean, you have to be a master of yourself. And to be a master of yourself, I mean, you have to go beyond and beyond. You have to just die in that sense. You die so many times, like still living, but you, like, you die to yourself in that sense. The identities, you just realize the game you're playing, and yeah, just don't take anything personal. It's so fun. Like, whatever happens, it's a long fast, and then boom, a long perceived fall, for the mind. At least, you're having fun and you're trying your best, and it's all right. You get hard in the way, but what did you expect? Get humbled.
One thing I feel that is missing in many people's life is practicing their faith and community support around that. The faith and community support, and like strong foundation. I'm not talking about just meditation. I'm talking about faith, like real. Like, if you were born Christian, please go ahead and practice that. If you were born following Muhammad, please practice that. If you're born, whatever your faith is, practice your faith in God. And listen to people who are within, like, who are like-minded, like other Christians. If you're Christian, listen to, there are some really smart people in every faith. Find someone you resonate with. Community support is very important. Master Fast is amazing as a lifestyle that supports that, but it doesn't give you the faith. The faith is your faith.
Exactly. You cannot do this without, without that. You cannot.
Yeah.
Because it's about jumping into the unknown. It's about just, you throw yourself there, and
Master Fast is not a faith. Yeah, that's one thing it's important.
No, for sure. But like, what it takes, to keep on going, because we don't know. Who knows?
But
Like,
it's a
nobody understands. Nobody understands.
We're
The
here
power
in service.
It's a lifestyle that supports every
service.
faith.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle that supports every faith. There's no one faith that tells you what we do in Master Fast is wrong. It's a lifestyle that supports, because with fasting and eating cleaner, I mean, come on, this is what that's the way. It's not the only, but it's important in your faith to eat cleaner, to eat natural, to eat God's food, to eat less processed crap and manipulated food, yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah, most
fast
definitely.
more, like take breaks, sacrifice, it's okay to be a little bit hungry, because there's a reward that comes with every sacrifice. Not really hungry, but even, like, let's say Saturday, Sunday I eat, Monday maybe I think, oh, it would be nice to eat,
It's inevitable. It's
so
inevitable.
there's a
Yeah.
sacrifice. So there's a sacrifice. But you know what? After some time, this feeling goes. You start looking forward, like Diane says. Diane has been doing it beautifully for 3 years, level 4. And she says, I look forward to fasting. Before you get used to the levels and find your balance with them, that was not easy to say. I am looking forward to fasting. But when you make it a habit, you start looking forward to them. It really is beautiful. So it becomes like flawless. You don't have to even try. It just happens. You look forward to this and you look forward to that. And you enjoy both experiences. They're both given by God. to you, so you can
Exactly.
strengthen your faith. I know. Yeah. Yeah, community support in our faith. Actually, where are the people who worship? Huh? Where are they? I don't see them. Very few of them in the cities.
Well, God, I mean, Gina is like, I mean, for me, I love he's a perfect example of a living worshiper. It's like, just don't follow any religion, but as you can see, I mean, you need
Yeah,
that,
I'm talking about
especially
more
what
like.
especially what you're doing, guys. I mean, the type of sharing that you do and how much you give, and still, still you cannot get attached to expecting something in return. Or people, we should all behave, with manners for sure. There is manners, like you put in a comment, like you go to someone else's house, you respect their space, what are their rules, like you remove the shoes, whatever, you have to respect their space. But still, even like coming from the perspective of holding that space, you cannot expect, I mean, people will do whatever they want. You go in the streets, someone want to speed on you, they just do. And what you're gonna do, like how you gonna react to that? Especially now, I was writing, food deliveries every evening, I do that, and just looking there in full moon and seeing what's happening in the violence, that erupts, people getting crazy, people are hungry, they want their food now. Like, how you doing, man? Having a good day? Man, I'm hungry. All right, I'm here to save you.
That's
Just
funny.
amazing.
You notice the difference in the full moon?
Yeah, you're
Oh
right.
yeah, no, for sure now, like, and I'm glad I did this, because there's a lot of, can get lost, there's a lot of misinformation. But yeah, full moons is it's definitely powerful.
The new moons too. The new moons are also beautiful.
I mean,
All of
just,
them.
for me, the season change, was a big breakthrough, of, I, the, I did like 13 days, then 8 once, then 3 days more, and then now yesterday was my fourth, and that's where, I definitely like said, okay, stop. Like, now, like, there's a break now. There's a break now. Otherwise, you get lost. But yeah, it was very intense, because, I had to let go a lot of family, a lot of let go to do. And, it's good, in the moment you feel like it's painful, because it is painful, but you get liberated. Still, like, if you feel deep within and you sit with yourself, I mean, the heart just is open, like, it's like, the mind is kind of painful, the ego's getting shattered, your beliefs, they're getting shattered to the ground, the illusions are breaking. But at the same time, if you just pay attention, have that faith, as well, in God or whatever, if you connect, you will feel, the reward is instant, just being remembrance of it. It's always instant, the connection, you get liberated, because yeah, it's not nice to see, it's no need to share too deep, but you cannot expect anything, is the beauty of it, you always be seen by others as whatever, you'll never be perfect. It's all about the matter of perspective, you do this, sharing, MFS, and you think you're doing great, like, sitting there every week, twice a week, doing what you do, sharing all that you do about MFS. But for some people, no, man, for some people, like, you're criminals. It's so funny, because each of us, we're on our own ego trip, we get out of an illusion to get into another one. And it's the beauty of life. And that's why you said, community support is of paramount importance, because very, very easy to get lost. I mean, you go do this on your own, like live in a cave and be in nature alone. Who cannot do this? Like,
Yeah.
who cannot just live off the fields, that way? But the moment you get triggered by someone else, hey, man, what you
Forgive
got?
them, they don't know what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure, that's the beauty of it. Just laugh about it from the heart, not mocking, but from the heart, from the heart. It's so made for us to learn, and yeah, and yeah. be even
Yeah,
better.
Master Fast is an amazing, absolutely beautiful lifestyle that puts things simply as simple as possible from 31-year experience, doing our best to pass the message as simply as possible. It is easy. I mean, it is simple. But again, it is simply a lifestyle that helps you strengthen your faith. Now, you have to practice your faith. If you
Yeah.
don't do it, Master Fast Lifestyle can only do so much. It can only do so much for you. Yeah, your spiritual practice. It's very important to work on that as well. I would say it's the foundation. And Master Fast is simply a lifestyle that makes it all, simple to put together: food and eat and fasting. And that is, we found that really helps us strengthen our faith. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Marvin.
Yeah, sorry guys, I kept you a bit longer because you did the meditation there to to mellow down, relax, and I came here a bit more with intensity, waking up now.
No,
It's
it was
okay.
always nice to. It's nice to connect. Stay connected
Yeah,
with
no,
us.
for sure.
Stay in touch with us.
No, definitely,
Yeah, if you
definitely,
can.
because there's a lot to share, so for anyone, I'm, in there now for a little time, and for all newcomers, that are there, they need this guidance. Everybody, we need support. No matter, where you are in the scale. I mean, because
Just
for
sharing.
example, yeah, like as you gain experience as well, like someone with less experience will remind you to be humble because they will remind you how it feels from down there, when you still like you cannot see, full of obstructions, in that sense, you're full of things to clear. It reminds you how it felt, like, and it keeps you humble. So it's lovely to share, you inspire others, you keeps you humble, and just have a good time in the end, because the bliss comes really when you live in service, as Gino said. It's just that, it's the way of life. If you're not living in service, you're not going to live to your full potential. As simple as that. Live for God. You want it all, then you want to give it all for God. It's simple as that. Good to be greedy, but you cannot be greedy for yourself. In that sense. Oh yeah.
All right. So thanks for joining us.
No, with pleasure. Thank you for being there and setting this up, and allowing me to do so as well. And for everyone, your presence, anyone, there, it's even if you're watching, just wonderful, you're participating, in this flow, and you're amazing, and yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Marvin.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too, guys, and lots
Good
of love
night,
and
wherever you are.
gratitude.
Good afternoon, or wherever.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
keep that plasma
you.
love always flowing.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.